That's right. The CrownStopFence and the Kizen Fence system, they both got it right when it comes to crown molding. The reason why the CrownStopFence and the Kizen Fence, they have their stop bar, their crown stop is on the fence, not on the base of the saw. Down on the base of the saw is terrible. When you get these DeWalt crown stops, and they make some that are aftermarket, one, they don't even work good with the aluminum track systems and the PVC track systems that are out there. They're just not user friendly, they don't fit. But if you're not even using that and you're putting this on the base of your saw, this is just such a damaging piece. I don't know, when I'm cutting my crown, I'm laying my boards up here to measure and mark and whatnot, and to have to fuss with these, it's just terrible. I've damaged so many pieces of crown in the past that they're sharp and they can just chip. Again, I work with cabinet grade crown molding, so you know everything's painted and stained and whatnot, and they're very expensive runs, and we can't just go to Home Depot and get another one. So these things, they're just not right. The CrownStopFence, it's got a sliding stop bar. It just simply stores on the back side of your fence. Okay, these fences are also 1 inch taller, so when you're using, you know, when you're cutting, say, soffit board or your baseboard around the house, a higher utility fence is better to have for us trim carpenters. It gives us more height, it gives more stability. So the CrownStopFence gives you a couple different advantages. One, you got that crown stop, and two, you got a higher fence. The third advantage, okay, is the spring angle. When you want to cut crown molding, you just simply take your stop bar. You don't got to go out to the van and get the crown stops and whatnot. They're always with you. So crown molding, you know, in these saws, everyone sometimes, oh, you got a dual bevel saw, why are you cutting nested? Well, you know, these dents that they got, they're really for a 45-degree crown. And if you look at these, I'll call these 3-inch crown moldings. They're all different, okay? But look at all the different spring angles. Here's this one, it's set for this, okay? But look at the gray one. Come away from that stuff. Okay, look at the gray one. It's smaller, and I gotta lower it down, set it. And then if we look at a third one, a third detail, again, look at it, even smaller, okay, much smaller. So again, I would lower this down to my crown. And so all these different, and I got all the moldings over there, another one's different. There's 4 different spring angles, and these dents that are in the saw for when you're cutting flat, you need that chart there that shows you, because it's dual bevel, so anytime that you have a different spring angle, you got to have a different angle on the dual bevel as well. So the CrownStopFence is going to save you a lot of time, a lot of aggravation. It's kind of like one of those things where, why cut flat if sometimes you got to go back to nested? You know, it's like, so the nested's really just the way to go. Also, guys, understand, you know, these dual bevel saws and whatnot, they started cutting crown, but they were designed to cut very large crown. Like in a hotel or a casino, you see the big, you know, 10-inch crown up at the ceiling, 12-inch crown. They got to lay it flat. It's the only way to cut it, okay? So that's how that was created. If we go back in time, the old miter box your grandfather's got in the shed, you know, that's how crown was originally made way back, okay? There wasn't even miter saws. They cut it in a miter box, a wooden miter box, and it was nested, okay? It wasn't held flat. So it's just crown molding since the beginning of time has really been getting cut and nested. Also, the deal with having a crown stop on your fence, the saw is always spinning, and it's always kicking the crown molding towards the fence. And if your crown stops are out here, you have to push your crown towards that stop while the fence is trying to push it, the saw rather is trying to push it the other way. If I take just say some typical crown, this is some pre-primed colonial casing primed, pre-primed crown. If I just take some of this and I put it here, I can cut it no hands, because the saw is spinning that way. I know if we do that with the DeWalt Crown Stops, I think you all know what's going to happen. The molding's going to go flying and kicking. So these are a better solution when it comes, if you're going to use a Crown Stop, get it on the fence. It leaves you basically your saw open so that your workers, if you got someone working with you, they can be cutting toe kicks, scribe moldings, 2x4s, window trim, door trim, all kinds of things while you're set up cutting crown molding. Okay, these are available at fastcap.com. The Crown Stop Fence, you can get them right now for $139. And FastCap's got a lot of other great products out there as well. But this is the way to be with a Crown Stop is on the fence. You don't have to have that big plywood base in the way. You don't need those stops. We've seen the ways with, you know, I used to do it myself. I would screw a board onto the face of the fence, you know, or hot glue a board. I used to do all kinds of stuff. I know guys put blue tape on their fences, sometimes just a pencil line, but that's really not super accurate. You know, if you're just using a blue tape, you know, that movement of the crown is so important. You know, this movement right here, if you get movement there, that's what's messing up your angles if you're having a hard time with your miters. So the Crown Stop Fence gives you a solid, now you're solid against the fence. And again, you know, guys like to cut flat and I think it's because they like it because you're solid against the fence. But with the Crown Stop Fence, you're solid against the fence. So you're making a great cut. When you cut flat, you come down through the molding at an angle and you're cutting through, you know, all this material at once. Your blade's coming through here. So you're cutting through a lot of material, more material than you do when you're nested. And that's going to cause more blade deflection. Okay, so cutting nested, you'll get less blade deflection. Also, you'll notice when you cut flat, sometimes you'll get some toe lift. Just as the last of the cut is done, it was under pressure, and as it releases, the toe might lift up on you a little bit. Again, just messing with your miters a little bit. So cutting nested, you won't get toe lift, you'll get less blade deflection. So these are the Crown Stop Fence. They're replaceable fences. You just simply unscrew them, take out your old, you know, stock fences that come with your saw, simply slide in the Crown Stop Fence, and you're ready to go. Like I said earlier, just take your stop bar, put it on the back of the fence. Now just use your saw as normal. So the Crown Stop Fence, it's got it right when it comes to crown molding. You can get it at fastcap.com. Thank you. I hope that this video might have helped you out in some way. Thank you very much.